20 years ago, Oldsmobile introduced one of the most innovative new products in the history of the automobile, the front-wheel drive 1966 Toronado, an Oldsmobile which started an entirely new trend in personal luxury transportation. True to its heritage, the 1986 Toronado is yet another standard of engineering excellence, especially in the application of advanced computer-age electronic systems.
In its quest for engineering excellence, Oldsmobile has once again created a product which is a contemporary forerunner of the competitive cars of the future. In fact, the 1986 Toronado has one of the most sophisticated electronic systems of any automobile on the road. The Toronado is a classic example of the luxury of technology, the integration of ultra-high-tech science into easy-to-use, highly functional features which add to the total enjoyment of owning and driving one of the world's finest automobiles.
When you get behind the wheel of a new Toronado, which is where we'll take you in just a moment, you can't help but be impressed by the almost awesome scope of such technology. And yet, as you see and hear from our man on the scene, Tom Ingram, and Oldsmobile engineer Randy Parker, the entire system from concept to operation is exceptional in clarity and simplicity. Here's Tom.
Thanks, Chuck. The 1986 Toronado is a totally new automobile. New shape, new engineering, new performance. A new dimension in driver and passenger environment. Over the past 2 decades, our exploration of space has changed our language, as well as our appreciation of so-called space-age technology. What was once a rarity, like an onboard computer, has become commonplace, something we more or less expect or take for granted. Well, whatever your expectations, the 1986 Toronado will probably surpass them. This car has several onboard computers and 2 highly advanced systems, which are truly remarkable. For example, this is the first Oldsmobile with a body computer module, or BCM system, or microprocessor. It's the brain of the total electronic system. There are sensors located throughout the car to monitor every electronic component and subsystem, such as the electronic control module, or ECM, which has a highly sophisticated diagnostic capability. The BCM also controls the electronic instrument panel, the gauges, the heating, the ventilation and air conditioning systems, the driver information center, and the engine control module, which monitors, controls, and fine-tunes the engine even as you drive. Obviously, we can't watch these computers and microprocessors as they function, but beginning from the instant you get behind the wheel, you're certainly aware of what they do for you. The first thing you see is a readout of primary information, displayed in easy-to-read and monitor rectangular shapes. And, by the way, the brightness is greater during the day and less intense at night. The voltmeter and temperature gauges are located here on the left, and the fuel gauge and oil gauge here on the right, all shown in easy-to-understand analog bar graph form. By a simple push of the button, the fuel gauge scale can be expanded to display the lower 1/4 tank, giving you more accurate information at the critical end of the scale. With the engine running, you have a digital speedometer presented in either miles per hour or kilometers per hour. A push of the button makes the selection easy. When the engine is first turned on, you see the odometer display of the accumulated total miles driven. This can be replaced with the trip odometer by pressing the button marked ODO trip. Total miles continue to be recorded even when in the trip mode. Trip range, up to 10,000 miles, is also provided, and this can be reset at any time by pressing the trip reset button. As with the speedometer, the odometer and the trip odometer may be shown in either miles or kilometers. In the lower center of the panel, the word Toronado will appear when the engine is started. This is a standby mode, and unless you want more information or the computer automatically issues a warning, it will remain on standby. However, when you depress the tach button, it becomes a bar graph tachometer, showing engine RPMs. It will remain in the tach mode until the engine is shut off, or you depress the button, or the computer overrides to provide additional information. A third mode is the fuel used. which by a simple touch of the fingertip can provide you with fuel used since last reset in either 1/10 of a gallon or 1/10 of a liter. Press the fuel economy button once and you get an instantaneous measurement of fuel economy, which is updated every half second. Press the fuel economy button twice and you get average kilometers per liter or average miles per gallon since the last reset. After a fill-up or at any time, you can restart the computation by pressing the reset button. So how far can you go at your present speed, average miles per gallon, and fuel remaining? Press the range button and you see just how far you can go before you need to take on fuel.
Tom, that looks very easy to operate, and it sure provides a wealth of information.
It really is easy to use, Chuck. Simply push any button which is marked as to specific function, and you get an immediate readout. As important, even if you don't use all of these extra functions, the Toronado electronic instrument panel provides excellent information in extremely easy-to-read and monitor displays.
Tom, you mentioned the Information Center. Tell us more about that.
Okay. Since we're now into a highly technical area, we've asked engineer Randy Parker to assist in explaining the Information Center, as well as the diagnostic capabilities. Randy, I know this new Toronado has an extremely sophisticated built-in diagnostic system. Perhaps you could explain how this system works.
Sure, Tom. Any problem that can occur throughout the life of the car is stored in the body computer module. By turning on the diagnostic system, the coded messages appear in the Information Center. And by pushing the off and warm button and holding for 3 seconds, it enables you to go into diagnostics, and your coded messages appear in the Information Center. The coded messages with current beside them are messages that events are happening right now. The ones without are history messages stored within inside the body computer.
This is truly a state-of-the-art system. I also understand there's a feature to prevent the battery from being run down if you leave the door open too long.
That's correct, Tom. If you leave the doors open, or if you leave the courtesy lamps on for more than 10 minutes, the body computer will automatically turn them off. Or if the light intensity is too bright outside, your courtesy lamps may not come on at all.
Thanks, Randy. We certainly appreciate your assistance and expertise.
Well, you're more than welcome. This is an exciting new Oldsmobile, and a state-of-the-art electronic system to ensure many, many miles of enjoyable driving.
The 1986 Toronado has been called the ultimate expression of sporty style and advanced technology in a personal luxury coupe. It is certainly all of this and a lot more, as Tom and Randy have shown us.
And now it's time to invite you to check out our new Toronado, to get personally acquainted with this outstanding new car, to take a drive and see why we say there's a special feel in an Oldsmobile, and no other is more special than the 1986 Toronado Brougham.
There is a special